get you connected to your community. We're your local station to keep you informed. Welcome to Energy 95.3's Community Connection.
And it's another Condors connection. What's going on, guys? It's Erik Fox here at the studios of Energy 95.3. Joined as always by Ryan Holt, and joined today by Joe Gambardella, who is coming off an amazing weekend. An amazing weekend as well. We'll talk about that as well. Ryan, let's jump in like we normally do. We always start talking about things going on with the Oilers. How are things looking with the parent squad right now?
Yeah, they've been on fire as of late. 9 wins, I think, in 11 games. They beat Calgary twice this weekend, so that's always good. Anytime you beat your rival, and a lot of Condors, guys who have been in Bakersfield, who are having good success with Edmonton. So it looks like Ethan Bear's going to come back here pretty soon, and William Lagus and some guys coming back from injury. So, and then you have a guy like Kyle Yamamoto who just continues to do what he does up there in Edmonton. So it's been great to see some guys who we saw here in Bakersfield for a long time do their thing up in Edmonton.
Of course, it's a different season all around because of the realignment with everything. I'm still used to seeing Edmonton come through like a California swing, but they're now swinging north this time of year. Are you seeing any rivalries or maybe some new head-to-heads that maybe are going to look good as the season goes on?
Well, they play Calgary 10 times this year, and I think they play them like 7 times in their next, whatever it is, 10, 11 games. So that's pretty cool, I think, from an Edmonton perspective to play Canadian teams so much as they do up there. But we're, and we're fortunate down here, to be so close to LA and Anaheim that, when Edmonton makes those swings through, we're able to go catch a game or catch up with some staff and stuff like that. So it's been a long time since we've been able to do that. So hopefully it gets back to normal next year. But in the meantime, pretty cool stuff.
Awesome. Joe, let's bring you in because it was a really good weekend for Condors Town, in which you guys were taking on 2 undefeated teams, which, that going into that, it's always a you don't know what to expect sometimes, but you guys definitely got some expectations out in a big form against both Henderson and San Diego. How was that feeling out there for you?
It was a pretty special feeling, honestly. We know we got off to a rocky start to get the year going, but we felt that we were in every game that we've played up to that point. We didn't feel like we were getting blown out by teams. We felt that we were doing everything right, just weren't getting rewarded or getting the bounces that we felt we deserved. But that's hockey, right? That's the way it goes. And then to go in to play 2 really solid full 60-minute games against 2 high-quality undefeated teams and to pull away with the result that we battled for 60 minutes was a really good feeling. We put a whole game together against both teams, and we felt pretty sound about the way we played.
Now, your line was really strong going into this past weekend. What was that feeling like? Are you feeling that chemistry and that strength with the line you're on?
Yeah, absolutely. I love playing with Brad Malone, and obviously I love playing with my fellow Italian man, Luke Esposito. Not only are we roommates, but now we're line mates. And Malone, Esposito, and myself, we kind of feel like we just click. We kind of know where each other is going to be on the ice. We're all able to cover for each other, and it's been good so far, and hopefully we could keep it rolling.
And of course, you had 5 points out of the weekend. That's not a bad thing to come out of. What are you feeling are you feeling the team like getting more of that chemistry and that connection and that gelling through these games that you had, which you guys had such a strong outcome? What are you feeling out of that?
Yeah, I think the team's kind of gelling together really well now. Some other teams have been together a little longer than we have due to the certain situation at hand right now. So we kind of felt like we were behind it a little bit, but we're making up for that time now. It's a really tight group in there. Everybody gets along really well, and everyone kind of just starting to feed off each other. A lot of lines are starting to find a lot of offense and start to click. And once you can get all 4 lines that are rolling that way, it's a pretty tough team to stop.
Yeah, Joe, it seemed like a balanced kind of attack, this week, especially in being able to, as you mentioned, kind of roll through the lines, and there was some balance and depth. And you talked about it. You guys have only been together a couple of weeks. Some teams have been together, a couple of months. So. This basically, in a normal year would be like opening weekend, being able to spend a month together and then have opening weekend. So, how have you guys, kind of taken the approach going into this year and being able to start getting on a roll here a little bit?
Yeah, I think right away in training camp, we knew that the year was going to be different on a lot of occasions, on a lot of different levels. And you could look at it 2 ways. You could either just let it roll off and bounce and affect you, or you could take it in and use it as like a momentum shifter. And I think that's kind of what we've done off the hop is we tried getting off on the right foot. Like I mentioned, unfortunately, we didn't get the outcomes that we wanted, but the effort was there. The work ethic was there. The shots, all the little details was there. Just some fine things that need a little bit of tune up. And I think it's all starting to finally come together now. We've put together some really solid practices, and obviously coming off the weekend that we did, we feel pretty strong about our game, but it's only one small step in a big pond here.
Now, normally we do these Condors connections on Wednesdays. Obviously, today we are doing it a day early. And that's the reason why you guys are hitting the road tomorrow, where you guys are heading up to San Jose. Can you tell me kind of what your thoughts are when you head up to take on the Barracuda up there?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know too much about it right now. I know that they haven't played many games in the last little bit due to some teams that opponents they've had COVID situations. But that obviously that doesn't change your approach. You know, they're going to be really eager to get back on the ice and get back into game competitive mode. So we got to be ready and have our foot ready on the gas from day one puck drop.
Holty, what are you seeing as we head into the San Diego or the San Jose game coming up?
Yeah, it's interesting. Joe mentioned it. San Jose was actually in Austin, and while they were in Austin, obviously Texas the last week or so had all the freeze and the snow and the energy crisis there. So they had a couple of games canceled because of that in Austin. They couldn't get out to Tucson, so that was originally postponed and laid off to the weekend. And then Tucson ended up having some, as Joe mentioned, some COVID issues. So they weren't able to play all weekend. So they're going to have almost 2 weeks off before the game on Thursday. And I think what's kind of interesting is, we've been go here over the last, 3 weeks and had some 3-game weeks, but now, it's just a 1-game week. It's just one game to get up for on Thursday. And then we're off until, next Wednesday. But, March picks up big time in terms of games. And, when you only have 1-game week, and Joe knows this better than anybody, but when you only have 1-game week, a win feels a lot nicer, I think, because you're sitting on it for 7-8 days, as opposed to a loss where you have to stew on it and you can't really get back out there and you're just going and grinding in practice. So a win with a couple days off on the weekend, I think Joe would agree, would be a really nice finish to the month of February.
Well, definitely enjoy that afterglow from this past weekend where you were the hot and ready player of the week. So, Joe, did you at least get your pizza out of this thing?
I was actually talking to Holt about this earlier. That we'll figure out a way to get it to me one way or another.
All right, we'll get you delivered.
And we found out earlier this week too, Joe, your favorite topping on a pizza. I thought it was a little not off the wall, but a little off the norm, which I liked.
What's that? Hot dog, you said?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Okay, that makes a lot more deal than a hot dog, and probably a lot less contentious. People feel about pineapple on pizza, but definitely nice little chat there. All right, well, you guys are hitting the road. Good luck to you up in San Jose, and definitely a great weekend to come out of and keep that momentum going. And like I said, Holty, you got a busy March ahead as well.
Yeah, we're better to be busy than not busy. Sitting on the couch wasn't doing anybody good, so we'll happily take the 4-game weeks. But that said, if we can get a win with a couple of days off this weekend, we'll take it.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get your hot sauce pizza over there and no pineapple. We won't even get into that debate. Travel safe, guys. Always appreciate the time. Of course, this has been another Condors connection with Energy 95.3.
Thanks, Erik.
All right, thanks.